It had been a long day, the kind of day that seemed to stretch on forever with endless meetings and a never-ending stream of emails. John felt the weight of the day pressing down on him as he worked late into the evening. The office was nearly empty, the silence only broken by the hum of the air conditioner. "I just want to go home," he thought, his mind drifting to the comfort of his living room and the warmth of his family.
John wearily loosened his tie as he finally stepped out of the office. The cool evening air was a welcome relief after the stuffy confines of his workplace. He reached for his phone and dialed his home number, eager to hear a familiar voice.
"Hello?" came the small, curious voice of his daughter.
"Hi, honey, it's Daddy. How was your day?" John asked, a smile spreading across his face despite his exhaustion.
"It was good," she replied cheerfully. "We played games and Mommy made my favorite dinner. Mommy's busy with Uncle John upstairs," she added innocently.
John frowned. Uncle John? The words echoed in his mind, creating a sense of unease. He didn't have a brother named John. Who could she be talking about? His mind raced with possibilities, none of them comforting.
"Uncle John?"
"Yes, Daddy, he came over earlier."
John's mind raced. Who was this Uncle John, and what was he doing with his wife?
"What are they doing?"
"They're just talking. But Uncle John is making funny noises and Mommy is giggling a lot."
John's grip tightened on the phone. He could feel the tension building up inside him, a knot forming in his stomach. The more he thought about it, the more uneasy he became. Funny noises? Giggling? It didn't make any sense. Why would there be laughter in the background? Who was she with? His suspicions were growing stronger by the second. Every little sound, every tiny detail seemed to add to his paranoia. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. He had to know what was going on. He couldn't just sit there and let his mind run wild. He needed answers, and he needed them now.
"Lily, honey, can you describe Uncle John to me? It's important."
Lily paused for a moment, seemingly deep in thought. Her little mind was working hard to recall every detail she could about Uncle John.
"Well, he's big and hairy." She hesitated, trying to find the right words to describe him. "And he has a really loud bark," she finally blurted out, her voice filled with a mix of fear and excitement.
John froze. He couldn't believe what he had just heard. The voice on the other end of the line was not what he expected. It was deep, gruff, and completely unfamiliar. For a moment, he wondered if he had dialed the wrong number. Big and hairy? Loud bark? It dawned on him. He had been trying to reach his friend Lily to ask about her new puppy, but this voice didn't match at all. He quickly replayed the conversation in his head, trying to piece together where he went wrong. He had dialed the wrong number. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. How could he have made such a simple mistake? He glanced at his phone screen, confirming his blunder. The number he dialed was off by just one digit. Relief washed over him, followed by a wave of embarrassment. At least he hadn't said anything too personal or revealing. He could feel his cheeks burning as he imagined the stranger on the other end, probably just as confused as he was.
"Lily, I think I might have the wrong number," he stammered, trying to keep his voice steady. There was a pause on the other end, and then a chuckle. "Yeah, I think you do," the stranger replied, sounding amused.
He could almost hear Lily's confused frown through the phone. He imagined her sitting there, phone in hand, trying to make sense of his bizarre call. He needed to fix this, and fast. John apologized for the mix-up and quickly hung up. He didn't want to waste any more of the stranger's time. He took a deep breath, trying to shake off the embarrassment. He shook his head, amused by the absurdity of it all. It was such a small mistake, but it had thrown him completely off balance. He couldn't help but laugh at himself. Maybe it was time to call it a night. He had had enough excitement for one day. As he prepared for bed, he made a mental note to double-check numbers before dialing in the future. It was a lesson learned the hard way, but at least it made for a good story.